Right, hello, welcome back, and today, as you can already tell by the title of the video, I'm going to be teaching you how to play Monopoly. So I've got my Simpsons one here. As you know, if you've watched any of my other videos, you know I'm a big fan of The Simpsons. So essentially I'm just going to teach you how to play Monopoly, and I'll give you some tips and tricks as well, like I have done with the other one. Now, unfortunately, Monopoly is a very long game, so I probably will not be able to give you a video of me playing Monopoly, just because it takes too long. It would take way too long to film and edit. I don't have that kind of time, so you'll have to just make do. Alright, put that there for now. Move that. Now, as you can tell by the board of Monopoly, you have this huge board. Obviously I have my Simpsons one, you have different ones. You have your ghost base just here. You have your cheap properties here, your taxes, other properties. You go up into your pinks, which is a bit more. Your oranges, your reds, your yellows, greens and blues, that's how it is. And the blues are always the most expensive, as you can see. You've got Burns' Manor here, which is usually like your Mayfair on any other normal Monopoly board. You have each monorail stop, if anyone knows, there's so many references here, which is essentially like your stations, which are quite valuable as well. Alright, the way to start the game is everyone is given some cash. You're given about 1,500 quid to start with. I think sometimes 2,000 or so you can give out however you want. You've got 500s here, you got your 100s, 50s. I should probably show you them a bit better so you can sort of see you got like that Marge one. The 500 was Mr. Burns obviously, and I think the 100 was Grandpa, so you've got your 20s which are your Homers, 10 which are your Barts, 5s which are your Lisas, and then obviously you've got your 1s which are your Maggies. So everyone gets given that. You roll a set of dice. I'm just dropping everything. You roll a set of 2 dice. As you can sort of see here. Each player will get a turn. The player who normally starts is, everyone rolls the dice, whoever gets the highest roll normally starts. You roll and you go around the board buying properties. Now, obviously, you buy properties with the cash that you're given, and then on each property card, if I can get all my cards out. Someone did not separate the chance and community chest cards, but I'll get to those in a second. As you can see, you've got property cards. Each property card has a value. So, for example, if you can see here, focus. It's not focusing that well. As you can see, with one monorail stop, you're not like getting a lot of cash. You're only getting like 20. But on something a bit more expensive, so if I go to, here we are, the Happy Sumo, for example, with one monorail stop, you're getting 120. It's not focusing for some reason, which is super annoying with that. And the idea is to try and get a complete set. You'll get double the value of what original properties would be. So, for example, if you just landed on by itself, like the yard, for example, this one, you'd only be paying 4 quid, but if you own both and you're not putting any upgrade, you get double, so you're getting 8, essentially. So it's always good to have sets, and then obviously you want to build them up with houses and hotels, where in this sort of game it's called monorail stops, and then monorail stations. Now, a lot of people will play Monopoly differently, so the way I occasionally play it is whenever you have a full set, you're only allowed to build 1 on each per turn, or some people play, you can just pay as much as you want and build them up. So for example, you have like 1,000 quid or whatever, and you want to build the Browns. I think it only costs like 550 to get hotels on the Browns, so that might be worth something doing straight away, but that's why I would also recommend doing 1 per turn, so at least you keep the game interesting, you have a bit more chance, and someone's not out or dominating straight away. Also, in the game, you have these chance and community chests. You land on them, you got a good chance of getting something good. For example, as I show you here on a community chest, it said from from sale stock you get 45 quid. Community just get a jail free card I've got here, but you got a lot of bad ones as well. So it's like you got to pay the monorail stops. You got if you pass go you collect 200. Advance to a station or something like that, a monorail station. There's a lot of different factors that come in when you're actually doing playing Monopoly. Now, what do I recommend? I think early game, obviously, I think having the browns and blues is super good early game. Wish that was all connected, but I guess it wouldn't bend that way if it was. I guess having the browns and blues a super early one would be useful because they're very cheap to build on. They only cost 50 for monorail stops. So like I said, if you have both browns, it only costs like 550 to get a full hotel straight away. Because obviously you want 50 each, you get four houses, and then obviously you pay an extra 50, you get the hotel. So those are quite good over early on. Those ones I would say, like, if you can get them as soon as possible, do, because that actually would bring you up to a nice total, and since they don't cost a lot to investment and everyone has to go past that space if they want to get past go and get some cash, you'll essentially have the best chance of getting a good chunk of their go money. Another strategy that I think is a bit underrated is getting the stations. The main reason I say getting the stations is good, even if you own just 2 stations, you get 25 quid per station, and that's probably the most expensive, best amount of cash you'll get for a while. Even if you own 1 and you only get 25, that's somewhere around this side of the board between the red and the yellows is what you're looking at, especially if you only own 1 of them. I think it's only like 24 for like a red or something. And if you own 2 stations, that's Burns Manor. Burns Manor, you land on it, you get 50, and that's a 400 quid station. So essentially you're getting the same thing for 2 properties. And obviously you want 3, you get 100, 4, you get 200. So it's super worth it. And there's a card in the deck that says if someone goes to a property, they might have to pay double the rent. Which if you have all 4 and someone lands on that, that's an extra 400 quid. And something to have, if you own all 4, getting 200 quid each time, that's very valuable, because that can get you a house on like any other properties if you have a set, even on the blue ones, because the most as it costs to buy blues. And my personal recommendation to help you win is the pink to red side of the board. Just flip that over, make it a bit easy for myself. So you see you've got pinks here. They are not that expensive to build on. You've got pinks and oranges here, but I also think reds are quite good because like it's just a turn after free parking, so it works out really well. And in terms of pinks and reds, again, it's only cost 100 to build on pinks and oranges. And if you can get like 4 monorail shops, 700, a station is like 900, that's still nothing to sneeze at. That's a good chance of winning. Same with oranges, you get a bit more on that 950 from Monorail Station, for example, in Noiseland Arcade. But obviously if you get the most expensive one, which is Barney's Bolorama, you get 1,000 quid for a station to build money. So that's what I'm saying, that's actually not that bad. The red ones are a bit more expensive to build on, they cost 150, but you'll get a bit better of investment on them. The Monorail Station's about 1,100. So yeah, you only make a tiny bit more profit on a couple of these ones compared to those for 50 extra quid. It's not a huge deal worth it. I would say these are probably still better. I would say a lot of people do like just getting the blues, like getting your Mayfairs or getting the blues. I think they only work on occasion. The last time I played, they did actually win the game, but that's also because it's a game of luck. You land on it when someone's got a bunch of properties, you're a bit screwed because you can get a ton even if you own 1 monorail stop on Burns Manor, that's already 200 quid. That's your go money. So you've already paid your go money before you go past go. That's not very useful, so you've got to hope you get lucky and get past those. Which isn't too hard to do because there's only 2 of them, so it's not the worst thing. That's why greens on the hand, because the greens you have to pay 200 on each, and there's 3 of them, and you always have to even out your properties. So you can't just add a hotel on one, and all on Burns Manor, for example. You have to put 1 house, 2, etc., etc. So you have to even it all out. I think something that's also underrated are the utilities. For example, you usually have your water and electricity. This one you have the nuclear power plant and hydroelectric station. So those are the ones where you essentially roll it, whatever you've rolled, someone will get a good cash amount, and it can be sometimes worth it to get like a bit of extra cash, depending. Because what if someone's rolled an 11 and they landed on that, they have to pay you sort of either 4 or 10 times the amount, and sometimes that can be very good. Obviously, if they get a low roll, it's not that ideal. There's not much else I can say about Monopoly. Most people already know how to play it. Those are my strategies, because I feel like getting anywhere between the pinks and reds can be useful depending on the district. And also something worth knowing is 7's actually the most common number rolled on 2 dice. So if someone's 7 away, you guys do have quite a good chance of getting them to land on your property. Also, jail is actually not that bad for a lot of people, because you can go in there and you can take a break for something that's like super deadly. But I would say jail's, like, if you're in jail straight away, I would say just pay the money. You usually have to pay 50 quid. I would say pay that straight away early game, because you don't want to be in jail. You don't want to be in jail early game. You're trying to get as much property as possible. You want to be asset rich, and then eventually you'll have enough cash to get properties and that, and then you'll be cash rich as well. So you also get to pick a lot of cool counters. A lot of people have different counters. For this one, I've got Blinky the Three-Eyed Fish. I've got Kodos or Kang, whatever. I don't know which one it is. Cool ones. You've got Jebediah statue. You've got Santa's little helper here. These guys are actually really cool, to be fair. Come on, give me some more. You got Bart in a car, school bus. I don't know if you can see these. Homer's donut. Oh god, where's the camera? There we are. And finally, you got Homer as Duffman, or you couldn't see that. Duffman Homer. Pretty cool. So yeah, that's essentially how you play Monopoly and all my strategies on Monopoly. I hope this helped. I hope next time you play you actually win. And if you do, let me know. Alright, that's about it. So I guess I'll see you next time for another video. Bye.